Mathematics is the study of numbers and quantities. It's very methodical, and each concept builds upon one another. I chose to talk about lesson sequencing and Jean Piaget in the same sense because they go hand in hand. Lesson sequencing talks about a progression, a smooth progression. When we were children, we learned 1, 2, 3, 4, and we learned that 2 comes after 1 and 2 comes before 3. Okay, once we got that down pat, we could learn addition. And once we got addition, subtraction, then multiplication and division. You see that progression of how more difficult things or more abstract thinking comes. Well, Jean Piaget was a Swiss developmental psychologist and philosopher, and he studied children, and he pretty much said, hey, children construct their own knowledge, but it's based upon a maturation process of growing up. And what he was saying that at each stage, children progress in their learning, and it's not until they get through one stage to go to another stage that they can actually do certain things within life. And it kind of makes sense. I can't give a 3-year-old a system of equations and say, hey, solve this system of equations. They don't have the mental capacity to actually figure that out. And so what Piaget did is he broke down the stages of learning into 4 different stages. The first stage was the sensory motor stage. With the sensory motor stage, this was from age 0 to 2. Anyone who's been around a baby has seen them suckle or touch or smell. Their senses are very, very, very vital in this stage. They're trying to make sense of their bodies. They're trying to make sense of their environment. And that's how they process information. Also, a very, very fun game that a baby loves is peekaboo. Wow, mommy disappeared. Daddy disappeared. Oh my goodness. But as they progress and as they mature, they get this concept called object permanence. Object permanence means that the object actually exists even though they can't see it. Babies don't have that, but once they get to about 1 or 2, they know that, hey, mommy put her face behind her hands. So the game is kind of no longer fun as it was when they were about 6 months old. And so they process information and gather information that way. Also, now the next stage, that is the pre-operational stage. This stage is kind of cool. And it goes from 2 to 6, maybe even 7. This is where they gather information about their language. Their language really, really develops around this age. Now, Jean Piaget also said around this age, they're still egocentric. They don't have a sense of the outside world just yet. They're still, it's me, me. All of this, everything revolves around the child, everything revolves around the child. It's my world. Also, in this stage, role playing is very, very important. Mommy, daddy, they're still trying to get the roles and the things of life together in this stage.